for February 4th, 2026. First on the agenda is a call to order. Next, we have the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Great. Next, we have the approval of meeting minutes for January 7th. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
So seconded.
I will second that.
I got there ahead of him. Just
gee.
let the record
That's okay.
show that. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Next, we can move on to applications for board review. The first one is HARB 2026-2, 223 Radnor Street in Wayne. It's to add a steeper roof on the garage, 2 A-frame dormers, and making mudroom roof and new windows. So for 223 Radnor, if you'd like to come up, make your presentation, mostly focusing on the parts, facing the street, exterior, visible, et cetera, and we'll go from there. Thank you.
Yes, definitely. Good evening. I'm Michael from Dream Home Designs, and I have John Mark here with me from Forest View Construction. We are excited to present another project tonight, and we're also representing the Blacks, which they are not here. So we'll get started. So looking at the front of the house, the reason for the project comes from a big tree falling and damaging the front of the garage here and the mudroom roof here. And through that, the Blacks decided to make it a larger project. Instead of just repairing everything, they decided to expand the spaces as they can, but also improve the historic look of the home. Which brings us to today with a new design to redo the mudroom roof into a straight line, raise the garage ridge line, which is here, add 2 dormers to the front of the garage, and a shed dormer to the back, which you can't see that as of now, and also adding this dormer feature to the 3rd floor. There is no additional additions at all with new foundations. It is just primarily work to the roof lines. As you will see, we have these 2 A-frame dormers with a shed dormer in between. This mudroom roof is stepped, which we'll see some existing elevations showing that, and of course the 2 A-frame dormers and the larger garage roof here. So this is just a site plan, which as you see, it's just existing. There is no additional foundations added. And as you will see here, here's some pictures of homes in the historic district. We have 2 here with similar features with the 2 dormers and the shed in between. They do have more detail to match the house. We're looking to do something a little bit simpler to kind of match the current home there. And here's just one with a shed dormer in the back. Here's one with the 2 A-frame dormers out the front. There's another one with a shed, 2 with shed dormers. This is it's just one showing some vinyl siding. And then we also have, that's across the street on the Popular Avenue side. This is beside the home. On the right side facing the front. This is on the left side facing the front, which has a steeper garage roof with the two A-frame dormers on the side. We have the gable facing the road, which would be opposite of the one that we're working on currently. And then that is the house across the street on Poplar Avenue. The pictures of the existing home, there's a lot of shrubbery, so it's a little hard to see. Here, as you can see, this is tarped up. The front part of the garage was pushed in from the tree, which is going to take some structural rework. Here you can see a little bit of the tarp underneath the snow. Here's an older picture that doesn't have the damage on the roof. And here's the front, a lot of shrubbery in the way there. But I wanted to present these, I'm calling them existing elevations. It gives us a lot more detail on what the existing house looks like. Here you can see the back with these steps in the roof. That is what we're hoping to kind of just straighten out into one line across. And if you look on the front elevation, you'll see these three, or I guess 2 steps in the roof with these larger picture windows. We're hoping to remove them, add 2 single windows that would match more or less the same style and relatively close to the same size as the ones on the front. The roof line would be 1 across. And here's the damage we have damage here, here, and the front wall. And then the elevations left and right. Currently, the front elevation of the house has no dormers, only a skylight. A quick overview of the roof. This is a new roof plan showing the 2 A-frame dormers on the main house roof with the shed roof in between. Those are at 12 roof pitches on the A and 3.5 on the shed. And then the mudroom roof here, this side will not be changed. We're just simply taking where that step is and extending it all the way into the garage roof gable. We're raising the garage roof not only to accommodate the look of this mudroom roof, to be able to have that mudroom roof dive in so that the peaks do not get too close to each other, but also to add functional space above the garage. And then we have this shed roof in the back with a pent roof detail along each side and along the back, which, as you will see, there is a current, almost like a 3-foot overhang. I'm not sure what that size is, but an overhang, almost like a small pent roof there now. And we're kind of keeping the same, but we want to wrap it around the corners. And this is the new elevations. We are matching the siding everywhere where we're redoing siding or adding. We are matching the current vinyl siding and color. On the face of these dormers here, we want to do like an AZEC detail white face. And then we have shingles to match existing. And then here is the 2 windows that we're hoping to add, and remove the picture windows and add the 2 double hung windows with grids to match the front. And up here we have a transom window on the shed dormer. And in the back here you'll see the pent roof kind of come along the back and wrapping along each side with the dormer, the shed dormer, and the 3 windows in the back. And here we remove the 3 larger windows, the 3 larger picture windows, and are adding these 2 small, or 2 windows, double hung windows, to match the front of that mudroom. And here's just the gable elevations. Not a lot to note there, except as you'll see, this roof pitch here of the garage is an 8 pitch. The house roof is a 9. And these are just kind of, again, these are just renderings of how the existing looks. We have the step-down roofs. We have the picture windows and step-down roofs, garage roof with the larger overhang. And these are the renderings of the new. We have the 2 A-frame dormers, the shed dormer. We have the 2 picture windows, the mudroom roof in a straight line. We have the 2 A-frame dormers with the higher garage roof. And one thing to note, we did remove the 2 garage doors, and we're doing a larger single door here instead of the 2 smaller garage doors. As you will see here, here's the shed dormer in the back, mudroom roof straight, and the pent roof detail over back door. And this is the left gable, and this is the right gable. I think that's what I have. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Yes.
I can start off. I think, in my opinion, a lot of this project, I think, is very, very well conceived. I really like the raising of the garage roof and then evening out of the mudroom roofs into a single roof line. I think that's a really, excellent improvement. My one concern is on the main home, the gable shed dormer combination.
Okay.
I know that, you had pointed out in some of the sort of nearby streets, there's a couple examples of that, but those are, again, this is sort of my opinion, they're side-facing rather than front-facing. Those are Victorian homes. This is a colonial revival. Typically, you'll see just sort of single, front-facing gable dormers rather than this type of, combined feature. So from my perspective, I would prefer to see, either 2, maybe ideally 3.
Like 2 to 3 single dormers.
Single dormers rather than having the shed dormer combine them in the middle. So that would be my one piece of feedback. But again, I think everything else is a really significant improvement. So I want to make sure that's noted. I would love to have my colleagues chime in.
Can you give me just some feedback on, why the different roof pitch on the garage versus the main home?
I felt like they were doing a 9 pitch. It made this look proportionally too big. So this is a 9 pitch, and we did an 8 pitch here, which it was too high. To me, it felt like it was proportionally too large. Is the only reason we didn't match. And we were coming from, I think, a 6 pitch to a current 8, which is, yeah.
Yeah, it's just throwing me off with the, lack of symmetry with the roof line. Like if the ridge line were to come forward of the garage, would that do anything, or would?
You're saying?
To match the pitch of the main roof.
Oh, you're saying if the ridge line would just...
the ridge line would come forward to almost not be in parallel with the main ridge beam, but...
Oh, that way. Oh, that could possibly be an option, yeah.
Just not loving the back roof style of the addition, or not the addition, the vertical addition of the garage.
So you're saying here, if this ridge line would come front here.
Yeah, would that do anything?
The points by the chimney as opposed to the points behind the chimney.
Yeah, that would definitely do something. I think what the original design of the garage was, see where this fascia board's coming down here?
Yeah.
That rafter system is based off of this point here, which would kind of create your A. But however, we could move that peak front, like you're saying, to either here in line with the main house roof, which
And maybe
would
you
be
don't even
easily
need,
possible.
maybe you don't even need to go that far.
But a little bit,
Little
yeah.
bit.
That would definitely be an option, for
Because then
sure.
maybe you just, on the shed roof in the back, then you
Yeah.
change that slightly.
Well, you would definitely it would be easy to do the pitch in the back
I mean,
here
the
with.
smaller shed roof at the bottom that you were trying to match.
Oh, that way, yeah, for sure, yeah.
That was my only feedback. I don't know if anybody has any other comments on that.
I think that both of those suggestions were very good. I didn't find it offensive or anything to begin with, but I think both of those are improvements to an already improved design.
Okay.
And sorry, maybe just one other thing on the upper dormers.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I think, and again, jump in, correct me if I'm wrong, typically on a colonial revival, the peaks of those dormers are going to be below kind of the roof line.
Yeah, and if I would do 3 dormers, you would probably see like I don't know, 1.5
Yeah.
to somewhere around there. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Difference between the 2 ridge lines
Yeah.
versus this one's up closer to the
Yeah,
ridge.
I think that would be really ideal.
Okay, so basically like 3, I would probably pick the 3 dormers versus 2, 3 single, smaller,
Three was
slightly smaller.
Yeah, 3 I think would be ideal, and just stack them.
What do you think about a full depth dormer all the way, bringing it forward more?
Like a big old shed dormer.
Yeah, but single, too much?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think generally we try to avoid doing big front-facing shed dormers if we can. Just
No, it wouldn't be a shed dormer, it'd be a
Just,
straight dormer.
yeah, just straight dormer with a full.
wait, what do you,
Matching the, pulling it forward more and lowering it, I think is what.
Yeah, on the upper.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble picturing, Colin. Just a single dormer? Like
No,
of
it's
what?
3, but, full where they're elongated towards the front of the home more.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
just get more potential usable
Mhm.
headroom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as long as the roof line.
As
is
long as the
into
roof,
main
yeah,
roof line.
proportionate to
Okay,
each.
yeah, I see what you're saying.
That's the only feedback I had.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I would agree with my colleagues about the dormers.
Okay.
It's definitely important.
Yeah, okay. And it also, so it sounds like changing the roof pitch on the garage is not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I don't know, that was less of a concern for me, but if, I do think it would be an improvement if it's
Mm-hmm.
possible, and. not-
Basically, if you're saying, you're referring to the, to this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
pulling it
okay, yeah,
forward,
mm-hmm,
yeah.
mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think, based on the feedback, we could do a certificate of appropriateness with the caveat that we make those 2
Sure,
changes.
yeah, definitely,
Um,
yeah, for
I
sure.
think- Does anyone else have any thoughts? Okay.
I'd just like to add before you vote, so I think this is good.
Yeah.
What we'd like to do is, after the vote, if there are the 2 changes,
Mm-hmm.
you'll obviously submit 2 copies of that plan with your building application.
Mm-hmm.
But we would also like new copies of that plan to then put into the hard
Perfect,
file.
yeah, I could certainly do that, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. 7
Okay.
copies of that with.
Yeah,
a
so we'll
PDF.
update the
Yeah, for
file
sure.
to reflect what happened tonight.
Mhm.
But I think it's good that, they're going to vote, and it sounds like move you forward.
Perfect, thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay, so do I have a motion for a certificate of appropriateness contingent on changing the pitch of the garage roof, moving the peak forward a bit, and then changing the main facade gables to 3, or dormers to 3 gable dormers?
Yeah,
Motion for a certificate of appropriateness.
I'll second that motion.
Great. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. Motion carries. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Next on our agenda, we have HARB 2026-3, 224 South Aberdeen Avenue, enclosing the existing porch with windows, building new covered porch deck with fireplace, and building a new storage shed. If you lay it out there, we have a camera pointing down, so it'll project. And
Unless it's already loaded somehow.
I don't know if it is. That's perfect. Yeah, so if you'd like to go over the key points of your project.
Sure. Hi, I'm David Campanella. I'm with Formwork Architects, formerly McIntyre Capron and Associates. This is a project on South Aberdeen. We are enclosing an existing porch that's on the front of the home with windows to be finished interior space. Also proposing to do a new deck that is partially covered on the rear of the home, really not visible from the street. So that's partially covered with a porch, and then a sort of a secondary structure that is, a storage shed that is sort of at the end of the driveway out in the yard. So here you can see the top two photos are showing that existing corner porch, which in the bottom elevation is on the left. The front and left elevation, just sort of 3 column bays and a low stone wall. So we are proposing to enclose that with 3 sets of casement style windows, and on the left side it would be a door with 2 partial side lights, all sitting on top of the existing stone wall. So really just sort of an infill with window style and color to match the existing home. And I do have sort of examples of existing other enclosed porches in the neighborhood that this would be very similar to. Here you can see the rear new proposed covering over the deck, again with some low stone walls and a stone fireplace. There's a section through there, and the lower 2 elevations are showing the freestanding secondary shed structure. As I'll show in some photographs of the South Wayne Historic District, there really are some really big variety of architectural styles and sort of a history of building over time and different styles throughout sort of the course of the neighborhood developing, with many sort of garage and shed structures sort of at the rear of the lots, or many times right at the sort of back of the driveways that go along sort of the lot line. So this would be keeping in line with sort of that tradition of the neighborhood. So I can just point out sort of the materials of the shed. We are looking to do, it sort of is banked into the grade of the site. So again, sort of keeping with sort of the idea that it was built into the site, maybe even predates the home, but the stone would be the same as the stone on the rear of the home, which was a renovation that my firm helped design probably 7 years ago with the former homeowner. So we would match the stone, and then there is a thought to do cedar shake siding in sort of a natural finish, which I also have sort of examples of. Also a sort of transom, lantern for architectural feature, sort of these highly kind of decorated, architectural styles throughout the neighborhood, which I can show some examples here. So here's the home existing, the street view, the rear view, and a more close-up shot of the porch, and sort of looking up the driveway from the street. So you can see sort of the grade comes up there, and there is an existing 4-foot tall retaining wall that holds back the driveway. some photos of the immediately adjacent homes and across the street. So you can see already sort of varying architectural styles, materials, porch types, roof materials going on in the immediate vicinity. And here we have, throughout the neighborhood, these ancillary structures with varying degrees of, architectural detail, cupolas and lanterns and different style gables, carriage doors, and then in the two lower images, you can also see examples of enclosed porches with stone on the lower half and sort of casement style windows between existing columns. That is really it. Happy to answer any questions or review the drawings further.
Picture of your driveway,
Yeah.
the live driveway. Can you just reference kind of where the setback line is in relation to that white vehicle?
Yes. So it's sort of a diagonally let's say the lot line is
I
not
see it on the site plan, but
perpendicular.
how much of the shed structure do you think you'll see? A majority of it?
I think you'll see. I would say probably 90% of the face of that gable, but then
Because that's the embankment, right?
it will veer off past the corner of the back corner of the house. Yes.
Got it. And then, in terms of the construction of the window infill on the front porch, I'm just curious, is that just like wood framing and then window infill?
Yes.
Simple as that?
Yep. So it would be wood framing on top of the existing wall. We would do AZIC, casing and trim, and we are proposing to match the historic sill detail below the windows.
Oh, okay, nice. Where's that seen? On all the other windows?
Yeah, you can sort of see it. Sorry. So there's a 2.5 inch sill that's actually on these windows. It's not just a picture frame. So we would repeat that.
Thank you, it looks great.
Thank you.
Just a quick question for me. What's the thinking around the transom window and the front elevation of the shed?
So when we first started talking with the homeowners and with the builder, really trying to make this sort of a little jewel of the property. So just finding ways to add architectural detail and make it special, without going crazy, I'd say. Oh, this is the transom on the front window. I think it echoing the window in the lantern, and there was just a inspiration image that we saw that spoke to that.
Is that a functioning awning window, or is that fixed?
It would be fixed.
And I know, correct me if I'm wrong, but does this property have gas lanterns on the front? No, they're,
Yeah.
so, okay. I was gonna ask if this lantern on your shed was gonna be gas.
Yes.
Actually, yes. So
Okay,
that was the intention to put gas out to the front pillars, but it was too challenging to do.
okay.
But these
will
these
be.
are proposed to be gas, yes. One on the front above that transom and two on the sides facing the yard.
Glad I asked.
And the casement windows, they have divided lights?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if we have any more questions. Do I have a motion for a certificate of appropriateness?
I so move that we issue a certificate of appropriateness for this project.
Great. So second, all those in favor, say aye.
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 Great, passes.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. That concludes our business. The next HARB meeting is scheduled for March 4th. Applications for that meeting must be submitted on or before February 17th. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Great. We're adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.